And now, my summary of Chapter 7 of the Book of Boba Fett. Standing in the aftermath of the Pleasure Palace's destruction, we open with Boba and Fennec discussing the war that started and the possible destruction of the city. Our man Din shows up ready to fight. They ponder possibly holding up at Boba's palace. The cyborg punk gang are adamant about standing their ground. We gotta protect the people. Now while they're hunkering down, good old Cad Bane rolls into Mos Eisley to meet with the Syndicate. That cowardly Mos Espa mayor is there too. Bane informs them all that he's taken care of Marshal Bullock. No worries there. Deadwood is now a free territory to run that spice through. He then finds out that the Syndicate were behind the killing of Boba's Tusken tribe. It wasn't the Sons of Anarchy. They were wiped out for no reason whatsoever. So sorry, Lex. Bobby Elvis has left the building. Now it's about this time when Mr. Kim shows up at old Crazy Hair's Bay. I forgot about Luke and the baby, I will admit, because it was really R2 flying Grogu to meet Mando. He's back with his Papa while sporting the shiny shirt. Well, he's not back with Papa yet, but he's back in town. Jumping back to Mos Espa with Boba, Fennec, and Mando. Everyone in his crew has their locations in order. The plan is set. We know what we gotta do. And it's at this moment that Laszlo informs Boba that he has company. We know what this means. He walks into the street, coming face to face with the man who dented his helmet. We get that classic banter that we've always loved between Boba and Bane, followed by an attempted instigation. Then a calm-headed Boba prevails and chooses to end the attempted instigation. That's that. Cad Bane's disappointed. He walks away. And now it begins as the coordinated hits begin against the cyborg punks. Then Big K. Then the 2/3 man-pig-bear guards fall over the cliff.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!
Big K's giving his group hell. The cyborgs are in a nasty, nasty shootout. Fennec to the rescue. She saves the day, then she rides off as we transition to Boba and Mando back at the Pleasure Palace. Boba gives him a way out. Mando declines, citing the creed. They contemplate their best course of action. The mayor's sidekick offers to negotiate and surrender. Boba then messages out his terms and sends him out there to get the job done, offering nothing. It was a distraction. We know this because Boba comes swinging in like a junior high production of Peter Pan. Mando flies in, jetpacks are roaring, blasters a blasting, Syndicate and the two Mandos tearing up the streets of Mos Espa. Knee action, wrist action. It's on like Donkey Kong, baby. Our heroes are pinned down, times are dire, and it's looking bad. But just then, out of nowhere, come the people of Freetown. The street fight intensifies. Then the cyborgs show up. Big K comes around the corner. He needs assistance, which he gets, but he makes it to safety with the others as they make their stand. Now, this is where it gets real. And I mean real. Like Tooth Fairy real. Because these two huge droids, prequel-era reminiscent, come out to play from around the corners. Everyone's retreating, leaving Boba and Mando to fight them off. Boba's like, you wait here, I'll be back. He then flies off. The droids split, one chasing the group while Mando takes on the other on his own. Now, I will admit, on a personal note, at this point in time, I'm so into this that I forgot about Crazy Hair and Baby Yoda. Because all of a sudden they show up, totally oblivious to the situation. Mando jumps on the back of her rickshaw, and they try to make a getaway, but it ain't looking good. Mando sees Grogu, who jumps into his arms, cutting back to the cyborgs and Freetown folk. They're pinned down by the other droid. It ain't looking good for them at all, but when does it ever? Mando gets some help as we hear the Rancor drawing near. Then there it is, up on the building. Boba sitting on top. It is the Rancor. Boba engages from the front, Mando from the rear. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. The Rancor gets in some good shots as well. Mando finally breaks through that shield, jumps on top of it, and wrecks it with his Darksaber. Okay. Baby Yoda helped out a little bit too by disabling a leg. But the Rancor finished it off by ripping it in two. It was glorious! A bumpkin and a rat make it to the roof and take out the Syndicate. Boba then shows up and that Rancor cleaned house on that other droid, destroying it, got in a little little sushi snack, and it was good. Cad Bane felt it needed to be cooked, so he shoots some fire into that Rancor's face. It bucks off Boba, then runs off over the buildings, and here we are. Boba Fett, Cad Bane, in the streets, living together. Bane outdraws him, blasting him into the shoulder, talks a bit of smack, then Boba shoots fire. Bane rolls to his left, shoots Boba again, like a cat toying with a mouse. He rips Boba's helmet off and stands over him, Boba preparing for his death. Or is he? Because just at that moment, he rolls over, grabs his gaffy stick, hits Bane's blaster out of his hand, jabs, hooks. Bane pulls his other blaster. Boba knocks that away, then drives the gaffy through Bane's chest. Meanwhile, the Rancor's on the loose, having his King Kong moment, tearing up the city. Boba's crew are shooting at it. Mando stops them, then tries to engage. That goes poorly, resulting in Mando on his back as the Rancor stands over him. Baby Yoda then steps in between them, and he uses the Force to put that beast to sleep. Then the cutest thing, he walks over and he curls up next to him and takes a nap with him. It was so awesome, so sweet. Cutting back to Mos Eisley, the Syndicate leader is preparing to flee the planet. We hear blaster shots from outside. The room is then cleared, leaving the Pike's rep and the mayor. Mayor's hung up by his neck while the Pike is run through from behind. Fennec stands there, basking in the glory, then makes her getaway. And here we are. The city is saved. The people love Boba. The crew's just kicking it on the corner. Then we move to space where the Mando and Grogu are flying away in his N1. Post-credit scene. We see that Deadwood's very own Marshall Bullock is in fact alive and is in Boba's back-to-tank, with the cyborg surgeon prepping to do some work on the old lawman. Thank you all so much for joining me for my summary of Chapter 7 of the Book of Boba Fett. I've enjoyed this season very much, and I, for one, hope that we do get another season of it. I'd be willing to bet that we do. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and continue to come back for more great content here on the Jcast Network.